Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Lack of Focus Play D&D. I say another episode, it's technically episode 1. We did an episode 0, which I'm still editing right now, but should be on the YouTube channel soon. If you want this in the audio format, make sure you're letting us know, because we're not really sure how we're going to do it. But basically, I'm joined with Ed. Ed, do you want to introduce yourself and what character you're playing?
Sure. I'm Ed. I'm going to be playing Vesryn Ilmaris, and I am a Wood Elf Ranger who is accompanied with his partner in crime. Gabe, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. I'm playing the Half-Orc Gladiator, Gorkthar.
There we go. And then I'm joined by Sean as well. So you Lack of Focus people should already be familiar with Sean.
Hey everybody, I'm playing a human cleric named Theseus.
Then we have joining from Roll Initiative podcast, which now we're doing D&D stuff again. Might make a comeback, maybe. Who can say? It's not like we don't have any free time. But Greg, do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm playing Adara, a human wizard.
There we go. And then we do have plans for Chad to jump in once he's all set up. I have cunning strategies in the works for how I'm going to introduce him. But I suppose I should introduce myself as well. I don't know. I'm Chris. I'm going to be the game master, dungeon master.
I was just going to say, this is D&D. Take the real name, Chris.
I'm always a game master. It's not about crawling through dungeons. Apart from this session, which is all about crawling through dungeons.
Yeah, no, I did talk to Chad. Chad should be able to join us hopefully next week. So
yeah, there's no rush. If he can jump in next week, I've got a good segue. If he can't, I'll have a good segue for the next time. It's fine.
Excellent. All right, off we go.
Yeah, so we left off after a relatively straightforward session 0, which is mainly to get everyone used to playing on Roll20, because I've never DM'd on Roll20 before, and Ed never used it. I think Gabe had only used it briefly. Sean, I don't think you'd used Roll20 that much, had you?
No, I had tried to early on, but the game group I had never kind of fizzled out. So
yeah. So we had a bit of just a combat tutorial, moving yourself around the map kind of thing, and the characters all basically appeared, woke up in some form in this shadowy dream realm, as they kind of figured out towards the end. They fought some zombies and murdered some innocent bats that were just trying to fly around their cave home happily.
Yeah, did we? Because they vanished.
I don't know. Ed lost his sword because you just leave things lying around.
I got to pull my notes up, right? Yeah, because I did drop my sword and then never got it back.
Yeah, fun times. And Greg stole all of the loot, even though he wasn't actually there. But, I wasn't going to leave some gold lying around for him. Then, as they awoke from their dream state, they were in sort of familiar circumstance. Apart from it wasn't quite right, and then the misencroached gradually steered them into encounters with each other. And they met 2 young children outside of a house in a isolated village who told them it was a monster in their basement. So that's where we left off, with the noble priest promising that they would go in and, banish the monster. Good guys that they are. You can always count on Theseus to do the right thing by the children.
Absolutely.
I think that summarizes
Very well-dressed children. Can I mention that? They were, dressed to the nines. Those are good-looking kids as far as their outfits were concerned.
All right, be careful talking about looking.
Okay, fair point.
I can do this. I think I can show everyone. Pretty well-dressed children.
Yeah, that's a cool outfit.
Yeah. Okay, so I believe we kind of had a play around after the recording finished to make sure the dynamic lighting was working properly for this area. And yeah, so we'll get everyone to roll some initiative just for who gets to move around in what order. So make sure you select your token and then click initiative on your character sheets.
I don't see my token anymore. Do you?
Yeah, the map's not up yet.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. I need to move you all, don't I? There you go. You all got to see Curse of Strahd, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what we were looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to click me. I can tell you that the in-game volume is a little high.
Okay. Well, none of the other people should be able to hear the in-game volume. I can turn it down for you. Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. Spooky and creepy, I'm down with. Deafening, a little difficult.
That volume's okay for everyone?
I'm good with it, yeah. Everyone else?
Yep.
Oh, can I hear that? Okay. So we have the half-orc currently moving first, so...
So I don't see my token.
Can you just see a black screen, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me see if I can fix that again.
Because there's no lights, so you can't see anything.
Greg, are you the same? Can you only see the black lights?
Yeah, the same like dynamic. I can see just inside the first room or whatever.
Yeah, so he actually got his initiative.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was some lag. I was clunking away, so I'm an 8, not an 11.
There we go, and just making... Okay, so can you see yourself now, Sean?
Nope.
Weird. Let's make sure I'm in the right layer. Yeah. Have you scrolled down to the bottom left corner of the map? How do I do this?
The plus minus in the top right.
That'll work. Yep, that works.
Yeah, I think I just pulled everyone down. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so can you see now, Sean?
Yep.
Good. Yeah, that was just me. I left you on the wrong part of the map. That's fine. There we go. So now I'm going to delete this rock because it's not there. And yeah,
So
there we go.
looks like you're in the lead, my man.
So should all go dark for you. And should all go dark for you. So there we go. So we are stood in the doorway to the house. 2 children are still behind you, ushering you in. And the Gorkthar is still carrying the unconscious form of Adara.
Who magically wakes up?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh,
Not yet.
still unconscious where you're.
Yeah, we'll wait until, sit her down somewhere. So, Sean, I'm assuming you probably want to cast a light on something.
I'm going to cast it on my mace.
Okay, so I will give you...
That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
There you go. So you should have light again now.
Yep. I can see everybody again.
Yay.
Yay!
And Greg, you should be able to see that light as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, always good to double check that I've actually set the game up properly. Okay, Sean. So I'm not going to enforce too much, but the way I prefer to do exploration is basically if you guys as a group can basically talk through. If it's getting to a point where I'm going to need you to enter your initiative steps, I will let you know. But
Oh, okay. I thought we rolled initiative just to kind of like
yeah. If there's an argument, it will come down to initiative. But if you're like, I'm happy for effectively, Sean could hold his move action until after Ed's moved. Type,
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep. I can hold it to the end. So
yeah.
Yeah, because my action was to cast light, so now I'll hold my move action.
Yeah.
But so let me make sure I've got that. I'm understanding that correctly. So like we're not actually in combat. So
No.
if Gabe, for example, wanted to walk in front, he could.
Yeah, so basically you can all discuss it now. Like, if you want the half-orc to go in first whilst he's encumbered with the...
No. I'm more than comfortable. Go ahead and taking the first kind of steps inside the doors here. So I notice that we have a porculus in front of us. Is it like just
it's
like an
open.
old crickety kind of gate kind of thing, or is it like
it's
locked?
just it's not like a drop-down portcullis. It's just an old gate. It doesn't even have like a lock on it, as it were.
Does it swing open, or does it go push in?
Yeah, as you approach it, it opens up.
And I'm looking at these double doors.
Yeah, some.
I don't know. I have this weird instinct that I want to put my hand on the door. Like, it's like I'm not feeling any heat or rhythmic pounding from it or anything like that.
It does swing open.
Oh, it just swooshes in. Okay.
Yeah, as your hand presses on the old, like, slightly damp, cold wood, it swings open, revealing the hallway.
This room, the room we're currently standing in, is still considered "quote unquote" outdoors, right?
You are currently in the like. You can still feel the cold of the mist around you. The room, it opens up. So you've stepped through the wrought iron gate. There's an archway, and as you go through, there's a little foyer area.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a step in.
Okay.
To the foyer. What am I looking at? Is it? I mean,
there's some portraits on the right wall of some stony-faced aristocrats. You have some mahogany double doors in front of you, and relatively clean, but the illumination is coming from Sean's light still.
Okay, gotcha. So that was one of my questions. Like, it's not looking run down. It looks like it's well kept. It's maintained. Like, it's not like cobweb ridden. It's like people live here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna step aside to see if there's anyone else that wants to take any actions before we move any forward. Anybody? Yeah, I can tell you it's clear up if you want to come in.
Okay.
So the young girl shouts to you, "Oh, the door to the den's just on your right if you want to put your friend in there."
Okay, thank you. Will you be joining us, or are you still staying outside, young lady?
Only once you've killed the monster.
Gotcha. Monster Hunter, right here. He can take care of it. You can take care of this, right?
Christ, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go on up to this double mahogany door here.
Okay.
I assume that this is open.
Hang on. I said the door on the...
Yeah, I think what she means is once we go through these doors, there may or may not be a door directly to our... That's what I think she's saying.
Okay,
Well,
so you open the mahogany doors from the entranceway into the main hall.
Again, taking a sidestep into the room to kind of get an idea what we're looking at. Oh, very nice.
So you see a nice marble fireplace. It's like a deep black marble. It's a red marble staircase to your right. Mounted on the walls above the fireplace is a long sword and a windmill worked into a hilt of a long sword.
Not that I'd consider thievery, because I'm not, but it looks like a decorative sword, or does it look like it may have been more functional?
Do you want to take a perception test?
Sure. Again, not with the intent of thieving. I'm not trying to steal it. I'm just kind of curious.
It looks heavy.
It looks heavy. I didn't even see what my roll was here. I gotta go
A
to
9.
There we go. I was gonna say it was. Yeah, no, it looks heavy. Okay, So
And Chris,
by my best
Chris,
judgment,
real quick, sorry, just remind me on anything like that, we're taking left number, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
left number first.
it's all clear up to here. I think I found the door she's talking about. So I guess I'll take a step over to here. Again, everything's clean. It looks like a aristocratic kind of home as opposed to not run down, not there isn't blood spatter on the floors or anything like
No,
that.
there's no blood spatter. It's a clean, well-kept entryway to the house.
Excellent. All right, let's open up that door and see what we can see.
Okay. And it looks like a sitting room. There is an oak paneling around the walls. There are like a stag's head above the fireplace in this room. There's two padded chairs facing the fireplace. A large oak table. It's got a cask of wine in there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are these little critters I see on the floor?
How about wolves?
They appear to be not breathing. Like I'm not going to go and get torn apart.
You take a perception test.
Sure. Let's see if I.
They didn't react to you opening the door.
Okay, so they're it's probably safe to walk on. So I'll go ahead and take a step in here.
Yeah.
Again, no lighting of any type in here.
No, so you can see the red of the chairs from Sean's light flying through, glowing through the doorway.
Yep.
But outside of that, just the dim light of your dark vision.
Okay. All right. I think it's good. You can go ahead and bring her on in. So I'm going to take a step into the center of the room, probably over here by the chair.
Yeah. Okay. So you sit in a chair next to a fireplace, and as you lay it down, she starts to come to her senses a little bit. So there you go. You can control your own character again now, Greg.
Yay!
I'll let you play the game. Thanks for coming.
I was just wondering whether or not I'll actually get a chance this game.
So yeah,
you cast some spells last week. Are they still in effect?
You still have your mage. Yeah, you still have like 4 hours worth of mage armor left.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah. That was the only spell that I cast for you as well.
Gotcha.
Hey Chris, I'm going to cast light on the table that's right in front of me, or whatever that is right in front of me.
Yeah, no worries.
I will light up this whole house.
So let me make sure this is set up properly. Yeah, should be fine. So you should have light shining from that rock now.
Yep, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's contend with our friend who's waking up. Is she awakening in the orc's arms? In the arms of an angel?
Once she's been placed in the chair, head's lolling a little bit, but she starts to come to. So you awaken. You remember stumbling through the forest as the mists closed around you. And could you make an intelligence test for me, please, Greg?
Sure.
Okay. So as you look around the room, you notice 3 other people who they kind of resemble people you remember from you always thought it was a dream, but you kind of connect them to those old coins you found in your purse at one time.
Okay.
as she's waking her eyes, I can tell that she's returning to consciousness. I'm going to kind of point in her general direction. Do you still have my short sword?
Well, I sort of look down at myself. Clearly, I do not.
Damn.
Not that kind
it's
of
gone forever.
magic.
I will
some
find
kind
that
of family
short sword.
heirloom, was it? Because that would be really sad that you didn't pick it up.
Yeah, it was. It was really sad. I'm still sad about it.
Okay.
So can we give her we'll give her the brief synopsis of where we are currently, what we're doing, since she's kind of waking up in a creepy house. Basically, we all got swallowed up by these mists. We are walked down the road. We found you where you lost consciousness. My big green friend here carried you around until we bumped into this guy, who I believe is a cleric of something. And the mist kept getting thicker and thicker. So it felt like it was driving us in a direction to where we came upon these two children who claim to have a monster in their house, and they've asked us to evacuate. And since we can't really go outside because those mists are closing in, we decided it was a safe place to go, but there may be a monster in the house. I think it's a child story, and I think we're going to find out that it's the boogeyman under the bed, but we'll find out.
I see. Doesn't seem very forthcoming.
Okay, so
Me or the kids?
Oh, I'm not. I'm just, my eyes are sort of darting around looking at you.
Oh, you personally. Oh, okay, got you. Very little information.
She has just been accosted, so
I'm trying to take that into account. You are correct. She wakes up. There's a large group of people. They've tossed her into a den and told her there's a monster outside. I could see that being misconstrued.
So are these wolves taxidermy, or are they like carpets?
oh, they're taxidermied.
Oh, okay.
They didn't bark when I walked in the room. I assumed they were dead.
Yeah, so now you've got much better illumination in the room. It's like the table's glowing. You can see there's a cabinet on the wall to the west. There is a cabinet on the north wall. Sorry, I should say there's a compass on the map, so it'll be a cabinet to the north and a cabinet to the east, rather than using the orientation of the map.
Is this an actual hearth beside me?
It is. It's stocked and looks ready, so if you ignited it, it looks like it's ready to burn, but it isn't currently lit. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I sort of stagger to my feet because obviously I'm just sort of uneasy, I guess. Am I weak at all from my unconsciousness?
No, you don't feel any level of exhaustion. You feel like refreshed, as if you'd taken a short rest.
In game terms.
So then I'll look up the chimney.
Yeah.
Do I see illumination at the top?
No.
So the flue's closed. Did I hear mention of wine?
Yeah.
So is it sitting there on the table?
There is a bottle of wine and there are 2 wooden carved goblets.
So, as I am obviously oblivious to etiquette and social exceptions, I'm going to assume that was meant for us, and I am going to pick it up and, like, the whole out of the teeth, pop that out and give it a good whiff.
It does smell like wine.
I'll take a swig off of it and look at my partner here. He's like, "Here, try this." We haven't had good wine in a long time. We've been living in the woods.
This will taste like really good wine to you then.
Ooh.
It's a full-bodied red.
Ooh, my personal favorite, like out of game. Ooh, likey.
Are there any candles or any type of...
There's a candelabra on the table, and it looks like there are like stuff on top of the cabinet to your east, or behind you, I suppose it would be now.
Cleric, how long will that table become the table of light? Do we need to be concerned that the lights will go out at some point?
Got an hour.
About an hour.
Are there actually candles in the candelabra?
Yeah, it's just not currently lit.
Okay. Well, I'll take one of the candles out.
Yeah.
And create fire on my fingertips and light the candle.
Yeah.
Ooh, neat trick.
Look up the chimney.
So you're kind of having to bend a little bit because it's like a stocked fireplace with the wood in there. As you're looking up, you can see that it actually bends backwards a little bit, which is why you suspect you couldn't see all the way up initially. So it isn't a straight up and down chimney.
Does the flame on the candle sort of grow as you put it into the chimney?
The chimney's definitely doing its job now. You can
Okay.
see the slight bit of smoke. It's a functional chimney, I should say. Probably the easiest way of describing it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay, well then I'll do the same thing again. I will light the stocked fire.
Yeah, it takes pretty easily. It looks like whoever did a good prepped it did a good job, and you're happy for the warmth. It kind of pushes the weariness from your bones.
So now I'm kind of curious as to what's going on in the house and what kind of folks live here. So again, without the intent for thievery, I feel like I should be like, ooh, what do they got in the cabinets?
So the cabinet to the east is locked, and the other one, the cabinet to the north, has got some playing cards and some actual glasses rather than wooden goblets.
Hmm. But nothing of other value other than that.
Not in the cabinet that's open. So this cabinet is the one that you've just checked. This one is locked.
I don't.
Well, we're not here to steal stuff. We're here to kill them. I was just kind of curious if there was anything of interest. I feel like it was left open for guests. That's how I took it, and that's what I did. Can I have another swig of that, by the way? Okay, so cabinet lock.
Yeah.
Try and find a key to lock.
Yeah. Do you want to take an investigation check? Perception check?
I will assist them to give them advantage.
Yeah. No worries.
All right, Gabe. Investigation, it's skill. Ooh, but you got
There
advantage.
you go. So
That's a 22.
you search high and low within the room. There's no sign of any keys, but you do notice that when you're like rattling the door a little bit, that the lock looks pretty flimsy.
So like if
just,
you
just kind of like
oh, I think I broke it.
It also looks like a relatively simple lock as well. It's not like a safe or a chest. It's just a drop down, like single bolted key type thing.
Why don't you give that thing a tug? Just out of curiosity.
like a check.
I don't know. Ask the man himself.
So how do you want to try and open it?
Just kind of yanking on it and seeing if it opens.
Take a strength test. If you've got athletics, you can use athletics instead.
Ooh.
So you go and like grip both the doors and try to give them a gentle tug, but being a half-orc barbarian, your gentle tug is a little bit over-enthusiastic, and they swing all the way to the end stops on the doors. And out of the cabinet falls a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, hand crossbow, and a big pile of bolts scatter everywhere about your feet.
These were hunters. To fight the monsters.
Yeah.
Of course, to fight the monster.
How many bolts are there?
Well, it'd be about 60 bolts of varying sizes.
Anybody other than have cross?
No.
I use a crossbow also.
I can use one as well. I prefer not to, but I can.
What do you have?
No. I lost my short sword, so the only thing that I have left is my longbow, which only has 15 arrows, which does concern me a little, and then my dagger. Which is why that long sword on the front door, if it's a monster slaying sword, could come in handy.
Is our crossbow?
Yeah, so there's a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow, and 20 bolts for each of them.
Well, if only 2 of us actually use crossbow, split the 60 up between.
Well, I think the wizard can use a hand crossbow, correct?
You can use a light crossbow as well. I believe it's a common.
Gotcha. Well, I've already got a ranged weapon. There are 3 of you that, with the exception of spells, may not. So why don't you guys split them?
I just need the bolts.
Yeah, so that 3 of us.
You try and put any of the crossbows back that you aren't using, but it looks like the shelf's kind of damaged a little bit, and they keep rolling back out and falling on the floor.
So is there 20 bolts for each?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to sort them because they fell out. But a couple of minutes, you're pretty confident which ones go with what.
Okay. So this is again a roll 20 question. How do you add again? Not that I'm worried because I don't.
So at the moment we're not tracking ammo, so I will have.
I am actually, Chris. I'm that much of a nerd, so.
Well, you can turn it on your character sheet, but you've just got to make sure you add them. So the way you would do it is
You hit the plus and equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hit the edit first, though.
Yeah, you've got to turn on tracking in your character sheet options, though. So.
Wait, you have to turn tracking on? There's a tracking on?
It's in, if you don't, it'll just have the number 1 next to your ammo, and that's all you need to worry about.
Oh, because I was tracking it manually. Like, so whenever we fired arrows, like, there's an up-down over there. I was just like...
As in, I believe it will automatically do it if you use an attack with that weapon, I think. But I've not bothered playing around with it yet.
So where's tracking it?
Don't worry about it. We'll sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah. If we take a break, I'll show you where it's at, Ed, or tell you where it's at.
20 bolts. Probably best appropriate their
Crossbows. So, Sean, did you say you already had a crossbow?
Yeah, I had medium with 20 bolts.
So,
or sorry, a light with 20 bolts.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have a light crossbow. So the only ones who don't actually have crossbows are the wizard and I.
Yeah.
We'll give the wizard the one that's most appropriate for him, and then I'll take the biggest remaining.
Yeah, I don't require a weapon.
Oh, she's fine. There you go. Easy.
So wait, so we cracked this open, found weapons, and nobody wants them.
Yeah.
Just the bolts.
Yeah. We're not going anywhere. It's not like these wolves are going to run off of them, is it?
No, I hope not.
Well, you're not going to take them. There's only 2 other people that crossbow. Split them.
Okay. I guess, so you have a light crossbow? Are you going to take the heavy? And then you said there was a medium crossbow in there? Or what?
No, there's a light, there's a light, a heavy, and a hand crossbow.
So I'll take the light crossbow.
I'm going to say that Ed is in charge of party supplies, and Ed has them all to divvy out at a later date.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it seems like this is written.
Decision made.
Got it.
I'm looking forward to it being actual treasure now.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so let's go see if we can... I assume our wizard friend is on board with the monster in the attic, kind of, so that we can get these poor kids in their house.
Doesn't have to be. She can do what she wants.
That's why I was asking.
Well, no, I'm intrigued to see, though. I mean, I don't think we really have any skin in this game at the moment.
No, I would agree, but it could
Are
be.
they
interesting.
are they paying us to clear out the house?
No, I think it's for the good of these poor, helpless children who just needed help. That should be reward enough itself.
The priest mentioned that he'd do it, and then everyone else followed.
Yeah, and then we're kind of bound by that.
Well, lead on then, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless we're gonna sit here and eat and drink and enjoy the fire, and then
There is always that option.
Sorry, Greg, as well. I forgot to say, you did get a short rest if you wanted to arcane recovery that spell swap back.
Sure. Yeah,
so
sure.
I do want to take a closer look at that longsword since mine was removed from me. Can it be pulled off the wall like just a kind of thing, or does it appear to be?
Yeah, it's like on a mounting plate on the wall. If you pull it, it'll just come off. You can lift it off. Yeah.
Shall do so.
You are now holding a longsword.
Yay. Again, does it look like a good longsword, an okay one?
If you give it a bit of a swing, it seems like a longsword.
Okay, sounds good to me. Help me replace the lost weaponry.
Yeah. Do you need me to get you the stats for a longsword to add in to your character sheet? Or are you good?
Yeah, I can't seem to add items to my.
So you go to the eye on the top and type in longsword.
On the top of the character sheet?
No, in the where the chat is.
Oh, gotcha.
If I could spell, it would make life easier.
Longsword,
Then,
one word? Oh.
Then you need to have your character sheet. So I'll show you.
It says no results found for long sword. SWORD.
Okay, you're about to get it.
How did yours come up and mine didn't? Weird.
So all you have to do is type in long and let it load.
Yeah.
And and then you can just grab it.
Oh, weird. Okay, I'm gonna drag and drop that. I don't think it likes my two screens here. Hang on.
Can you use a longsword? Have I just screwed you over? No, you can use a longsword, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Won't let me add it to your character profile for some reason, so you might have to try and do it yourself.
I'm trying, but for whatever reason, because it's in pop out.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to type you one in because it's going to be easier.
For some reason, every time I go to drag it onto.
Yeah, I've got it. It's fine.
Did you get it in?
I'm just doing it now.
Yeah, weird. I don't know why it won't.
You've got the long sword, and
there we go. Perfect.
Oh, you find it good. Easy-ish.
All right, so they didn't exactly give us an idea of where this monster was, so we want to start doing some investigation. You want to start knocking on some doors?
Didn't they tell you it was in some part of the house?
It was only like maybe 15 minutes ago you spoke to them. They did say it was in the basement.
In the basement? I guess we got to find out where the basement is.
That is very clearly good.
All right. Being the bigger, beefier one, do you want to kind of lead the direction you were? There we go.
Are you calling me beefy?
I was talking to my big green friend.
So there is a door just in front of you, Gabe. There's a door on your right. You walked past two doors to get there. Basically, all of the exits, other than the stairway, are on the eastern wall.
I'll open up the door on.
These closets in the north wall of the room with the spiral staircase?
So it's the east wall, but it looks to be a small door that might be a closet.
Well, no, but yeah, okay. So like
it's
in
the same
in the
size
big
door.
room, right, that we're all in, there
Yeah,
there looks like there's two single doors in the north wall.
This one and this one. Are you talking over here?
Those two.
Oh, that's the fire. Yeah. So there is a door similar to this door is similar to the mahogany door you just came through from a den. So these two are the same. This one's of the same style but smaller. This one is the same, and this one is the same.
I'm assuming you're clicking on doors in the room that we can't see.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna see if I was the only one that wasn't seeing that.
So this one, this one, this one, and this one are all the same. This one's a little bit smaller.
Okay.
Sorry. I need to find the shortcut thing for switching between layers. So, sorry, Gabe, which door did you want to open?
I was gonna say that one right there.
Okay. So you open the door, and there is what appears to be a kitchen. It's tidy. There's lots of dishware and cookware and utensils placed neatly on the shelves. There's a cutting board and rolling pin. A stone dome shape in the eastern wall, which looks to be like the big stove kiln for doing bread and stuff, like a pizza oven, we'll say.
Ooh.
And then there is another thin door on the eastern wall in the corner.
Well, I don't know, drawers or something that I would to open up.
So, you look through. There's like cooking utensils and knives and like weird implements that you're not really familiar with as a half-orc barbarian.
He's a fighter, not a barbarian, just for the record.
Fighter, sorry. There's like a stick with like metal coming out of it, but it loops back in on itself, and it's got like 5 loops that all rotate around it. So it like one loop would go over the top, and another loop would go over the center of that one. It kind of forms like a dome, but it's hollow and has gaps in it. You've got no idea what it's for.
Can you give me the light attribute?
Yeah, you're casting light.
Well, I mean, so I've got the candle.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But regardless, yeah. Like, so I was wondering. I couldn't see when we moved into the room.
No, that's fine. I didn't turn on any light for you. It's fine.
There we go. Okay.
Candle would be. That good?
Sure. Yeah.
You should have it now. Yeah. So
do we recognize anything? Like, so what is this implement in the north wall?
So this one here, the thing that Gabe's holding?
No, just the thing that looks like a toilet on the map.
Oh, it's a baking oven. It's for baking.
Oh, okay.
There's a little doorway here. It's like a lifting and sliding.
Lazy
door.
Susan type thing?
Yeah. It looks like a dumbwaiter.
Oh, dumbwaiter, yeah.
You tell the half-orc to put the whisk down.
Oh, it's a whisk.
And there's a door behind
There's
the
a door
big...
here. Yeah.
Okay. On the door.
You're not interested in the Lazy Susan? No? Okay.
Okay, so you open up the door to a pantry. There seems to be a good amount of food in there. There's like cheeses and cured meats hanging.
Good
Does
cheese.
the food look current?
Yeah, it
Current.
looks fresh enough. Yeah.
I don't think the girl's story's checking out right now.
What makes you say that?
Because she says that haven't been in this house in a while.
Yeah, about that.
Did they say that?
You did, yes. Or they did, yes.
Oh, they said they'd been stood outside for a while. But
While
dried
for child could mean a few minutes or a few hours.
dried cheese,
4 days per week.
yeah, dried meat and cheeses and stuff like that aren't gonna turn
No.
in.
Are there any kitchen implements in the kitchen?
Yep, it's a well-stocked kitchen. There's copper pans and
Are there
wrought iron cookware.
like knives of any sort?
Yep, they have a variety of knives hanging on the wall. It's like cleavers and filleting knives, and it looks like a really, really well-stocked kitchen.
Okay, I'm going to gather up all the knives that could look like weapons. So I'm not taking the butter knives and putting them inside the kiln.
Okay. Yep. So there's like 5 or 6 different knives in there of decent size.
I'm just hiding them inside the baking oven, just in case this escalates.
You've looked.
Just wrap them up in a cloth and I just stick them in the back of the oven.
I'm dying to know what's in the Lazy Susan. So, Gabe, if you don't want to open it, I want to know. So, I'm gonna go and take a crack. I'm just curious to see what's in there, if anything.
Okay. There is
Human
a
head?
2-foot wide shaft containing it looks blocked up above you. And
Like the waiters on the top floor?
Yeah, it's just a shaft at the moment, and there's a handle to your right as you're looking at it.
I'll
A
give the
little
handle a
windy handle. So as
Yeah.
you wind it, you hear the creaking noises of the pulley system at work, and it starts. You've got dark vision. You look up, you can see the bottom, what looks like the top of the shaft moving further away.
So something's coming down. The further I
Going
crank,
up. Something's going up.
so I'll try the other way.
Yeah, if you turn it the other way, it starts coming towards you.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. See what happens. Kind of curious.
You get it all the way down, and there is nothing in it. It's empty, but like a 2-foot by 2-foot box.
Neat. Okay, my fascination ended. I was hoping for a human head. Darn. All right, looks like Theseus is on his way out to check the next door.
Yeah, do you opening that door, Sean?
No, but I'm going to be on rear guard most of the time. So just so you guys know, because
Large green man, would you care to open that door in front of us? This one here.
Oh, it's opening.
Ooh.
You see a dining room. A centerpiece is a large mahogany carved table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. There's a crystal chandelier hanging above the table. It's got resplendent silverware with polished crystal. And there's a painting above the fireplace in this room. It is of like a old big valley scene.
Does the dining again, I know the map may not be 100% represented, but the dining set looks like it's set again, nothing like dishes aren't strewn all over, like they are actually set well.
It's set it's not. It isn't set as if people were eating there recently. It's set as in there is a basic like cutlery out that you would have before people sat down. So like your plate where you would have your napkin is there with a napkin folded on it, which you'd move to a side to place your bread on if you're at a fine banquet. All of the knives and forks are laid out.
So no evidence of any kind that anything tragic has happened in this home.
It looks as though you're a wood elf, so you don't know. You don't know. It looks like a dining room that some humans would sit down and eat in. You wouldn't be surprised if someone came in and sat down now. It wouldn't.
How much dust is there on the plates?
Yeah,
No, the silver's like polished to a dazzling shine. Like the light's reflecting. You can see your reflection in all of the silver.
But is there dust on the plates? Like it hasn't been used in a couple of days?
No.
Okay.
So again. Okay. Large green man, would you care to open that door to your south of us? Should go to a room that we already know.
Does indeed.
The only door left.
It would appear.
All right, well, I guess I'll open.
Okay, so you open the door to a cloakroom. There are several black cloaks hanging from hooks on the wall.
Black
The top
cloaks?
hat sits on the high shelf.
Are there any types of like insignias, or they just look like your average everyday chilling in the fog cloak?
Yeah, just overcloaks, stuff like that.
So I'm not much for indoorsy kind of stuff, but don't basements usually go down?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the house is.
Huh.
Well, the only place we haven't is unless they are around. Didn't stop us.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move you. I moved me.
Yeah, so this is the foot of the stairs down here.
All right, I guess we can venture upstairs. It seems weird to go upstairs to go downstairs, but hey, what do I know?
Oh, you don't have to. I'm just telling you where the foot of the stairs were, so you didn't try and go this way. Okay. So
When you were outside, did you walk around the building?
Ooh. That's a fair question. No, we did not.
Oh.
Do you want to get, before you go too far? I guess he's already upstairs.
You can still hear.
Do you want to go and like swing around the outside of the house? Maybe there's an entrance to this basement outside.
Why don't you go do it?
I think the idea of splitting up the party sounds like a bad idea. I don't know. I think I may have heard that.
I'm going to go out front and look for the kids.
Are you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
I think I'm going to.
I think the door is locked, guys.
Excuse me?
I go to the front door. Can I open the doors?
Nope.
Wait.
No.
The door's locked. All right, you need to get your big ass down here.
Okay.
How's it locked? Like a key lock or?
You can see a bolt on it that would be the main locking mechanism. There isn't a lock on the handle as such. The
Give
bolt
that
is open.
A good orcish tug for me, because the priest here is informing us that the door's locked.
You pull on the door, and it doesn't seem to move.
In your estimation, is that like
Slim, it's a door. If the cabinet exploded because I pulled on it hard, I feel like this door would be open by now.
So that's not a way out.
Doesn't.
Do
Well,
you want to give a
it's-
little bit more of an oomphy try?
I can try.
Someone can help him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can I give a little kick as he's doing that?
Yeah.
Straight up strength.
Well, it will be Gabe
Oh,
doing
that's
it.
right.
I can
He's
use
doing
athletics.
it. I'm giving him the advantage. Got it.
Yeah.
That's right. Fifth ed.
Yeah. So on a 23, you pull, and it feels like it was just like it expanded a little bit in the damp, and it like, pops open. Oh, give me a second. That way.
Whew. Concerned. Had a moment of what the heck.
Okay. So as you go to step out into the entryway, you notice that the children aren't there because all you can see is mist at the front doors.
Like thick as pea soup surrounding the entire house,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
You recognize it as what Adra stumbled out of.
So not something.
You can recall the choking, exhausting effects, Adra, that the mist had when you were in there. That's what caused you to pass out.
Huh. So we go out there, we're gonna have problems.
well,
So if the entrance is out, we're not gonna get.
Well,
not that
we
way.
came in here expecting to fight monsters.
I mean, you could go outside. I don't think you're instantly going to go unconscious.
Correct. You were stumbling through the. Give me a second. I'm on the wrong way. Sorry. You. Sorry. You were stumbling around for a good 20 minutes in the mist, trying to find your way before you
Okay,
became
so if I just
overwhelmed.
jog around.
So move yourself where you want to be in one move action.
I'm not a fan of him going out by himself, so I think I might join him just in case something does happen and he needs to be pulled back in.
Okay.
So you've movement of 30, so each square count. There you go. I'm gonna be right there. Why can I not move?
Are you wanting to dash as an action, or you want to stay there?
Yeah, you can do a double move. So you
Well, if I'm trying to get around the house as quickly as possible.
So
I would agree.
before everyone goes out, just do it one at a time.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's where I out of game. That's where I dumped all of the doors. That's why you can't see anything. Greg,
Oh, gotcha.
there you go. That should
No,
be
that's
fine.
fine. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wait. I'm assuming they're going the other direction when they go out the door. I just followed them out and I turned. And I was gonna if they went the east,
Yeah.
I was going to go the opposite direction.
Yeah. So you've gone to a north side of the house. They've gone to a south side of the house.
Okay.
You can see basically about 20 feet through the mist. It looks like the outsides of a
Does it have that
townhouse.
same choking sensation that we had before, or just fog?
It feels like it's you can feel starting to feel the same sensation. So we're gonna say that where are you in you're last in the turn order, so that's fine. So as you go out, you recognize it as the exact same experience as you felt during the woods.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start the next round. So, Theseus, can you make me a Constitution save?
Ooh.
Okay, so you feel the mist starting to affect your breathing. It's really heavy on your chest. and you gain a level of exhaustion.
You went outside without your face mask.
Should have self-isolated, man.
Right?
I'm going to move back inside.
Probably the right call. Gabe, that be you?
Oh,
You make me a constitution check, please, Gabe. Oh, a 19. You get a point of exhaustion.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh.
right, I see you turn around.
Okay, so maybe you about face then.
Good.
That would make it me.
Yeah.
Heh.
Yep. You know the score.
So, in game terms, what does exhaustion do to me?
Disadvantages on skill chests.
Gotcha. So, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can double move, remember.
Well, I have a 35 base move.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to squeeze in there. In game, do I have an idea of how long it would give me? Like, I'm still like coughing that up.
So
How
generally,
long?
it would be a long rest, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to do a long rest. It's fine.
Okay. So as long as we're not in the mist.
Yeah.
Okay, so going outside. Bad idea. Looks like we're moving on to.
Adra, do you want to do your? Oh, man, 19, and it still feels bad.
Am I smart enough to know that this is all in my head?
What? I don't know. Greg might be. I don't know if Adra is. Do
It
you
feels
want
awfully real to me.
Do you want to stay outside and find out?
I don't know. I feel the smog closing about me.
So it feels the same as when you were wandering through the woods earlier in the day. You becoming exhausted, moving through a mist. You recall as you couldn't find your way out of the mist last time, but eventually you just succumbed to unconsciousness, and that's when they found you.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't feel any different to that time. Do you want to take me? Well, let's have a look at your character sheet. Sorry, not familiar with all the characters yet. We'll do an insight check. Oh, because you're exhausted, you've got no idea what.
It's not on skill checks, it's on ability checks.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you a 13 then. So you don't know that the mist is related to the house at all. It just feels like the mist has more followed you into a town rather than the house summoning it, if that makes any sense to you.
No, yeah, I would have expected that because you said that the mist was sort of coming in, so I wouldn't suspect that it's a creation of the house.
Yeah. So the house seems like it's just a house, but the mist seems like it's actively pursuing you folks now.
So outside bad.
Okay, well, I'm going to finish my move then.
Yep. Can you drag yourself back in? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm that was the rest of my move from the first turn when I went outside, right?
Oh, so you only take the test at the start of your turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you would have had that move, and then you'll have a full
Gotcha.
turn to do
Okay.
what you want. So I don't know how clear it is on the map, but when you were in the dining room, there were windows that were just shuttered.
Oh. Let's go back in that general direction. Gabe, you going to be joining us? Maybe we could take a look out these windows and see what's out there. I just thought those were curtains. I didn't even think about that.
You see a human wizard stumbling past the windows in the fog.
Sort of semi looks familiar.
Yeah.
Are we like waving her away, like get in here kind of thing?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm waving her, like get in.
So
here,
there's
get in
no.
here.
Is there like a glass pane or something, or is it just shutters?
Yeah, it's glass, but they were shuttered on the inside to keep the daylight out.
Okay.
Interesting. We should leave those open. To let
You can
daylight in.
open the windows that are like a hinged, like the old lead-lined boxed glass. Can't think of a word now. But like the
Window pane.
yeah, but it's not a full sheet of glass. It's the old lead-lined boxes, so they didn't have to make as big a sheet of glass.
Oh, like a French door type thing. Yeah. Okay.
But you can.
But can the window? Does the window actually open on its own, or is it just
hinged? It's hinged and it opens inwards.
Oh, okay.
So like the shutters
open the
one way, the window opens is hinged the other.
I'd be a little concerned about letting some of that mist in here, but if it's the only way that she's coming in the door, coming in the fastest way,
Well,
maybe that's the fastest
the
way
mist didn't come in when we opened the door.
Oh, fair point.
So the house seems to be holding it at bay.
Yeah.
Is the window large enough that she could jump in?
Yeah, she can fit through the window. She's a normal size human. It's a relatively large window.
Let's open a window for her so she can get in, so she doesn't have to run around in the mist anymore.
Okay. Do you want me to make a Constitution check again at the beginning of the next turn?
Well, I'll say that they would have been doing this because they moved before you, so the windows would be open before you finished that move. Because I didn't realize.
I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so next round I'm going to move and then come back in the window.
Yeah. So if you remain outside at the start of your turn, you'll need to take a Constitution save. Okay. So that'll be a second level of exhaustion.
Ooh.
Okay. And then I will come back inside.
Okay.
I probably have to pull myself in through the front door, right?
No, you should be able to go through a window now. Should, I think.
There we go. Okay.
Woo! All right, close the window behind her so none of that stuff comes in. I'm still not convinced.
Sean, do you want to take a perception test? It'll be with... No, it's not disadvantage yet. Okay. So you do see that the mist is starting to come slowly, creeping up. So now it's about... Goddamn thing.
Well, I didn't see a cellar entrance on the outside of the house.
Why won't you let me move this? What's wrong?
And I saw most of the far side of the wall, so it does not appear that there's an external entrance to the basement.
Well, their story is not checking out again.
No, it is not.
Did you expect it to?
Well, of course, they're children.
Yeah, so there you go. The light should stop at the point that the mist is currently at. And that's what you see, Sean, is the mist is now like about halfway through that square.
Ping the square so I know.
So the mist is at about this point now.
Okay, so it is pushing in.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pushing in.
Now,
Okay.
did we leave the door open, or did I miss the part? Is it coming through the door?
Oh, the door's open. That's why Sean can see out into that way.
Yeah, this area here is an exterior entry area, so
yeah,
it's pushed to this area. Basically, it's mad at us for going outside.
So does coming back in the house relieve the sense of exhaustion we were feeling, or does it stay with us?
You are exhausted. It doesn't magically go away. It's not a magical sense of exhaustion. It's a physical thing.
Okay. Well, somebody better go close the front door.
Yep, I'm heading there.
Or
now.
we all suffocate.
I was just gonna say I don't even know if I'm aware that any of that's happening.
Okay.
So, Chris, I'm gonna close the door.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so I guess
Door
in
is
the meantime,
closed.
we're gonna stroll on out to the stairs. I suppose. Oh, does it actually make me? Yeah, it does. I have to actually walk through. It won't let me walk through hard corners. Interesting.
Okay, so you wanting to go up the stairs?
Yep, I will follow my partner up. Still have,
Okay.
again, no entrance to this basement. It's gonna be the Lazy Susan. That's what it is.
Well, there is an abscess opposite the closet here. I don't know if we're spatially aware enough to recognize the fact that
That's a fair question, though.
Do you want to take an insight? What's the test I'm thinking?
For checking for secret doors?
Yeah. Can't think of words now. You probably don't want Adra to do it.
Investigation?
Yeah, investigation or perception.
Yeah.
So as you are looking around, you... yeah. No, that was your perception test from the fog, wasn't it? Sorry. Yeah, so an investigation test.
I can help him. Since it was mine.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation test.
We ain't found shit.
So you're looking around, and you don't find any secret doors, but you do see the paneling that lines the fireplace and the walls to the side of it seem to have faces carved into the tree trunks of wolves lurking amongst the foliage of the carved scene of trees, and then twisted faces leering out of the branches that you hadn't noticed before.
I'm going to take a closer look at him. See if there's anything like you can make out more. Since the initial one was kind of a glancing look.
Yeah, as you step back and look at them, and then you get the feel of the original vista that you're looking at, where it's carved a carved wooden fireplace, and then the painting of the carved wood around the fireplace, not a wooden fireplace. And then
that would make a lot of sense.
I realized as I was saying it, but as you get to the painting above it, is where you notice all of these like shapes, and there's it's definitely a more chilling vista than you initially thought at a glance. You're actually looking at it. There's like disturbing images in there.
So is that paint? I'm going to ping it. Is that painting here?
So the painting is above the fireplace here.
It was a painting of like a landscape, or
Yeah, it's like it looks like a large valley with woods on the side. But as you like peer at the details of the woods, is when you notice it. But because it's such a large vista, is why you had to really look at it to notice them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that being obscured by the sword that was there that I removed?
Where am I? Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just curious. I'm actually not there, so I can't actually see or hear any of what's going on down there. I was just curious out of game.
Oh, sorry. The sword was actually on the wall over, like immediately over the fireplace, and this
Gotcha.
is like, I suppose it'd be more of a mural than a painting. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Is it in a frame or is it just kind of a tapestry style?
Yeah, it's more like a mural painted onto a wall. It's not a framed picture.
I'm going to do one of the things that's not a smart thing to do, but I'm going to touch it, see what it feels like.
Yeah. Feels like painting on a wall.
So it's directly on the wall. It's not like
Yeah, like
Okay.
the wall has obviously been treated in some way that it like holds the paint, and like as you run it, like it is textured slightly, so there's a little bit of like, when you run your hand over a tree trunk, it has the curve of it, so that it's really, really intricate and well done piece.
Okay. One thing I'm going to do here is is there like any objects, free objects in this room right now? Like near the fireplace?
There's an empty space that looks like it would have held a longsword, but not anymore.
I wonder where that went.
Do I have like any stones in my pockets or anything like that?
Are you looking? What do you want the stone for?
I'm going to cast light on it and just set it on the fireplace.
The fireplace here is stocked in the same way that the one in the wolf's den was.
Okay.
So it has wood and stuff in the fireplace. You could ask the wizard to.
Adara, could you light that?
Oh, certainly.
Thank you. It's just so we have light
Yeah.
behind us if we're going
Yeah.
upstairs.
I have to remember to change these to drawings beforehand. Yeah, the fireplace take really easily again, and there is smoke. It's a functional fireplace. The smoke's drawn up the flute really easily. And yeah, there is now a fireplace lit there. And you feel a warmth start coming from it. Feels refreshing after the fog.
So we have not one but two lit fireplaces on the first.
Yeah. So as you come up the stairs, you have some unlit oil lamps on the walls. There is a mantelpiece and fireplace. There are framed portraits along the wall as you climb the stairs.
Do we recognize any of the faces in those portraits?
Yeah, there is one of a young girl who you recognize as Rose, and another one is of a young child. There is another one with a gentleman, one with a lady. Yeah.
And these, I don't know, are they these creatures that are in the room? I assume this is more taxidermied stuff.
Standing suits of armor flank.
Oh, look at that! I
wooden
thought all right.
doors.
So for my That's a good case of pareidolia right there. For me, it looked like they were creatures with tails. I didn't catch the fact that they were knights arm. I guess I
Oh.
wanted them to.
Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head.
And these armors are in good repair, like could go into battle to take kind of thing, or are they?
They look more decorative and like not well used.
Oh, interesting.
The
So
doors.
these are like
Sorry, go on.
cool to look in your living room, but they're not like you wouldn't go into battle wearing this kind of armor.
Well, you might wear them to a tournament. Again, you're not overly versed with full plate armor, being a wood elf.
Correct.
So you might wear them if you wanted to appear like you're a fancy knight.
Okay.
But a working knight might not want to wear them into combat.
Gotcha. Okay. Door to the left, door to the right. What do you think there?
The
Green man.
staircase does continue at this point to go up as well. The doorway.
Oh, I didn't see that door. Look at that.
Yeah, the doors are carved with dancing youths.
So that door that Gabe just pinged, this one right here, is that still on our level?
Yep.
Okay.
First one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check that one. Again, I don't know why a basement. Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know why a basement would be up here, but hey, what do I know? Maybe in Barovia, basement means attic.
Think big.
Okay.
Oh.
So you open the door, and there are two beds in there that look like they've got stuffed straw mattresses. There's foot lockers at the foot of each bed. There are some serving uniforms on this wall, hung on this wall here.
And I can only assume that.
Yeah,
Like-
that looks similar to what was in the kitchen. There's a bell hung on it as well.
Interesting.
What are by the foot of
So those were two foot lockers. Do you want to open them?
Sure.
Yeah, they're both unlocked, but also empty.
Interesting. Well, there was nothing.
There is.
Step out of the way.
Are you doing this one as well?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So that one opens into the closet. You see a similar set of serving clothes that are hung on the wall behind you, but these ones are a little bit cleaner. And then that's it. There's nothing else in there.
Those are their Sunday clothes.
Want to move us on to the next level?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize you were trying to go upstairs. Sorry.
Whew. Sure.
Okay, so doing that door first.
Chris, before we go too much further, I don't know if I made it abundantly clear on which. I think I'm still like toting around the sword. By the way, it dawned on me. I'm sitting here thinking, like, if I had to shoot something now, there's such short quarters. I don't know that I'd get a shot. So I feel like I've.
Well, the sword won't fit in your scabbard anyway. You could, because your
Oh, yeah,
scabbard's
so that
designed
makes
for short
perfect-
sword. So you'd have to jury up some way of like belting it to your back or something. I don't know.
Well,
You're
like I said,
tall
in
enough
light
that you
of-
could wear it on the hip, but
Yeah. In light of that, I'll shoulder the bow.
I mean, if you
and
want to
I'll be-
use your bow, you can just drop your sword.
Yeah, that worked out well the last time. All right, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. There's an exquisite mahogany desk and matching high-backed chairs facing the entrance and a fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of a room are 2 overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall. A rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the high shelves.
The hilt of that sword had a windmill on it.
What was that, Gabe? Sorry?
He said the hilt of the longsword. Gabe's like, didn't you say there was a windmill on that?
Yeah, well, it did have the crossguard is like has a windmill kind of look to it.
Yeah, I just started thinking, like, so as he started describing that painting, I'm like, I wonder if the paintings will be important later. So,
What was it? What was it about the one more time?
so the painting here was a painting of a windmill on the second floor.
Hey, Shaw, are you looking at the desk?
Yes.
So there is an oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quilled pen, tinderbox, a letter kit, and some blank parchment on the desk. There's a small portrait kind of frame that has the same gentleman and lady and 2 children that you noticed coming up the stairs, and the man's also holding a swaddled child, a newborn baby.
Does the picture of the girl that I recognize, does she look younger than she is now?
Take a perception test. Oh, it's obviously a smaller frame. She doesn't look. You can't really make out an exact age. She's wearing different clothing as well. But she might be younger. She definitely doesn't look older.
When we were on the outside, on the north side of the wall, did the northeast corner cut in? Like,
Can you take a
Oh, I see where he's.
perception test?
sure. Perception.
So, unfortunately, you've got disadvantage because you've got 2 levels of exhaustion. Is that right?
Half speed.
Half speed. Okay. So, you get your 21 from that, not the 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you are relatively sure that the house was the same shape all the way up. You recall seeing some balconies, but you thought that they would have been higher up the building than this.
Okay. How many stories did the building look from the outside?
3 stories.
Okay.
With what looked like an attic.
And then a high roof. I can show you a picture, in fact, couldn't I? Can I? Oh. Yeah, it's 3 stories and a tall roof.
Okay. Yeah, I make the observation to them that there appears to be a section on the top side of the bedroom that doesn't necessarily meet the outer wall. The space above the pantry in the basement, or on the main floor.
Okay. I think we should check that. Chris, before we go too far though, like, I don't know if you want me to play this out in game, but as we started walking into this room, I'm like, maybe these paintings mean something, especially since you've got the windmill on the hilt of the sword and the windmill, the painting in the office upstairs that we're in currently. Can I run back downstairs real quick and just take a quick mental note of the artwork? Just, I may be going down a rabbit hole, but I just want to make sure.
Okay, let's.
So when we came into the front foyer,
What's your intelligence?
Intelligence. 15.
Okay. Take an intelligence test, and this will be how much your character will lock into memory, because I'm assuming you're not going to like take sketches of them.
God
Dumb
damn
as
it.
a rock.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So I can tell Ed what they were, but if in like 12 levels time, you ask me about them, your character's not going to remember too much.
All right, never mind. It's my own fault for not taking notes.
No, it's fine. There is, what was it? There was the portrait on the wall. You've seen you've not seen the portrait on a desk yet. There was the vista of the valley. There's a windmill on the wall in this one. Have I missed?
Do they look connected?
No, they look to be all different styles, so they're not like by the same artist or anything like
They're
that.
not panels of some sort of bigger.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Okay.
That's the direction that I was thinking, because I was like, okay, so there's a windmill in the sword, there's a windmill in the painting. Could it be coincidence? Maybe. But that's
Right.
where I was like, okay, so maybe the art has something is important that's going on here that I missed.
Okay.
But
So,
I guess we'll cross
as
that path.
you're thinking of all of that, Adra mentions about the missing space behind the servants' room.
When I sort of like tap on the wall in the
So
in the southwest-
all
Yeah.
in the way.
in the southwest corner of this room as well. So I like point out to them in the northeast corner that there's a space above the bedroom, but as well,
Yeah.
there's that abscess there, right?
Yeah.
That space
Okay.
matches from downstairs.
Correct.
I give it a wrap. Like, does it sound solid?
It's pretty heavy stone for this part. Do me an intelligence check.
Okay. Do have investigation trained as well.
Okay, investigation's good then. Yeah.
Takes a long time to come through for some reason.
Yeah, no. So you tap around. Let me just get on the same way so I can show you where we are. So you're investigating this part here, I'm assuming.
Sure.
Yeah. So you tap here, you tap here, you tap up here, you tap here, you tap on the fireplace, and they all return pretty similar levels of sound. The only thing that the fireplace feels a little bit more solid, but everything else is about the same kind of noise.
Yeah, well, I mean, the rest of it is exterior walls. This section here is like some sort of interior wall, I would suspect, right? Just like the closets and the rest of the... Like this thing
so-
here is not... That's an interior wall, right? Not an exterior wall.
So this sounded the same as this when you knocked it.
So if I knock on this one here, does it have the same...
But there's bookshelves in the way there. So say where you go outside and knock
Sure.
over just to get where you're trying to get to.
Sure.
It still it does sound different to like knocking here.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you knock here and knock here, they give off a different sound.
And in the bedroom, there's some sort of fixture in between the beds. Well, when we looked in there, what was that?
Let me
This.
check.
Real quick, before I leave this room, I want to fling open these windows and let some light in here. Again,
Yeah.
not know if it's going to be useful or not, but
These are all bookshelves, you said, right?
Yeah.
Do any of the titles on the book stand out? Being a researcher.
There are a range of topics. There's like history, warfare, alchemy.
Ninth level wizard spells.
Don't know. I don't know what's in the in them. I've not read them. there are several shelves that contain some first editions of like poetry and fiction.
Are the authors known to us?
Not to me.
Like, are they well-known authors from wherever we're from, or they're obscure and the names we don't recognize?
Ed, Ed and Gorkthar don't recognize any of the names.
Look like good toilet paper to me.
Yeah. Theseus knows some of the works, but not a lot of them. And you don't recognize any of them.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Are they local works?
Some of them you remember as being like old books, and then other ones they seem like things that they cover topics that you'd be familiar with, but nothing that you've read.
Understood.
And there's no title, like just with a cursory glance over the bookshelves, there's nothing that like jumps out at us.
Can you take a perception check?
Sure. Actually, let me look at Researcher and see what it says. When you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if you do not know that information, you often know where and whom it can be obtained from. Usually this information comes from a library, scriptorium, so forth. Okay. Sorry, which skill check did you want?
It was a perception check.
Okay.
Anyone want to help him, or does Sean have guidance?
I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
can help.
perceptive. I don't know.
Yeah, I can
I was
help.
gonna say I don't know how keen I'm gonna be able to help in this area.
Do you want me to do a perception check also?
No, so one of you will help the other one, and that will give you advantage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then if you
I'll
do you
help him
have
out.
guidance as a spell, Sean?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you have guidance for one of your spell slots? No, it's okay. It's
No, I
a
don't.
cantrip. You don't. It's
Yeah, I
fine.
don't have it.
Banned spell.
Good cleric taking spur the dying.
Yeah, it's a very important one.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're looking through them, you take a couple of the books off the shelves, and as you open them on some of the topics you're more interested in, the books start to rot and fall apart. It's only as you're getting to this point here that you pull a book off the shelf, and then the one next to it seems to stand out to you. It's got a black spine, but then the actual sides of the book are both red, but there's no writing on the spine or on the cover that you've just revealed.
Okay, well, I'll pull the book out.
And you pull the book away, and I'll need to move you so that actually does anything.
Oh, secret door.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there is indeed a secret door. This is really annoying. It won't let me just drag the doors around after I've dropped them for some reason. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. So there is more bookshelves packed with tomes, and there is a heavy wooden chest. There is okay, so a heavy wooden chest with some clawed iron feet stands against the south wall. Its lid's half closed. Sticking out of the chest, there is a skeleton wearing leather armor.
Okay.
Like this person's been here a long time.
Like it's a mimic that's eaten this person?
I
Would you
don't
know
know.
that?
What's
And
your
you said, well, I'm just saying, like, it looks like the chest is, I'm not saying it's a mimic. I'm saying it looks like the chest is eating the skeleton, right?
It looks
I see.
like he's the lid of the chest is half open, resting on the back of his shoulders.
Okay. Yeah.
So, are you having a closer look at him? Are you? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming because you asked about it, you are. It's a stupid thing to say. Sorry, I'm not trying to trap you into doing something.
Are you sure?
As you glance, you notice there are 2 darts sticking in the back of the skeleton in the leather, and then there's one. It's just above the neck guard of the armor.
He fell into an open chest, and the lid crashed down on top of him.
No, darts. Like he was a trap.
No, I know. So the darts came from behind him, right? Is what you're saying? Or did they come out of the chest?
So his back is facing the chest.
Yeah.
So the darts have hit him in the back.
Right. So they've come out behind him. He's fallen forward into what would be an open chest, and then the lid has come down on top of it.
Yeah, they came from this direction and hit him here.
So I turn around and I look and see if I can see where the darts would.
So you do see 3 tubes hanging above the doorway that are covered in dust.
3 tubes, 3 darts. Can we chance that might be the extent of those darts, or do we just expect there's a machine gun volley of darts inside there?
Oh, can we remove the tubes?
So you
are they in the wall?
They look as if they're mounted above the doorway, about 2 feet above the door. About 1.5 foot above the door.
Do they swing, or are they fixed?
As you knock them, they actually fall out. It looks like they're sat on a ledge, and it looks like you have to reload it for it to work.
Okay.
And it hasn't been reloaded.
Correct. They don't go off or anything. Now that you've actually knocked it off, you notice there's actually a wire that it swings by, and it looks like it's attached to the back of a chest's hinge.
Okay.
So something to think about here, guys. We are not the first ones who've been here.
Correct.
So you're still in the doorway at the moment. I'm assuming you're half in, half out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I keep thinking is, if this guy set this trap off, it killed him, he fell into the chest, and they just left him here? Because everything else around the house is evident that living people have been here recently. The house is clean. They just let a dead guy just kind of chill in their secret room and never went in there. I'm awfully curious about if I were the wizard, I'd be awfully curious about what books are on the shelves.
Well, we're going to get to that, but
yeah, I was going to say.
I say to the elf, I know you don't have rats in the forest, but consider yourself a rat. And I look around, and this is the trap. We just haven't found the cheese yet.
See, this makes sense. I do trapping. This is just trapping for larger prey.
Correct.
Hey, Chris, real quick. I'm going to look out the window. Is the mist basically up against the house now?
That was one of the other questions I had. I wanted to open the windows.
So you open the windows, and no light comes in, and the mist looks to be the condensation forming on the inside of the windows as your breath hits the glass.
So it's very cold now outside.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing, the desk. Are there any drawers or anything on the desk?
There is a desk drawer that is empty except for an iron key.
I'm going to look around for traps real quick before I reach in for the key.
Take a investigate. Is it perception or investigation, Greg? Perception, isn't it? Check for traps.
Yeah, investigation. Yeah. Investigation is active. Perception is passive.
Yeah. So investigation.
Okay.
You got to. That's fine. You are pretty sure that the opening the drawer didn't set anything off, and you have a good look at the key. It doesn't look like it's attached to anything.
All right. I'll pick up the key.
Okay.
Probably the key of that closet we cracked open.
This one looks a little bit bigger than the lock for that.
I was kidding.
Okay. So, is anyone going in the secret room?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm awfully
Gonna
curious to
move
see what's in there
yourself
myself.
in.
Well, we'll start off by investigating the bookshelves.
Okay, so you notice the door closed behind you. Because you were stood in the doorway, so as you finish stepping in, the door closes.
Okay. Can I stop it from closing?
Take a dexterity check.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. I have to redraw that door to be not quite as closed.
Well, probably what I'm going to do, since I was like leaning over the bookshelf as the door starts to close, I probably just grabbed one of the tomes and jammed it in the door so the door can't close all the way.
If you're going to you can jam it open.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking on the actual bookshelves in the secret room.
While he's doing, like, can I tell like what caused that to close? Because as I'm sitting on the outside, I can see him, the door closing. He jams a book in there, make sure he doesn't get locked in. So, like, is there some sort of mechanism that I can see that was causing that, or hear it?
Yeah, it looks like there's a pressure plate along the floor that once you've gone through, it reactivates and the door closes.
Gotcha. So can I peel the door open for him?
Well, it would reopen if you pull the book again.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. So this is okay. I'm just curious if he gets into trouble in there, how we're going to get in there to help him.
Well, it's jammed open at the moment because he's taken some books off a bookshelf in here and jammed them into like the joint on the door.
I got it.
So basically, it's a Barovian panic room.
So you find that there are tomes of they all look to be, there's no writing on the spines of them. So as you pull them out and lay them flat, it's all like handwritten works. Looks to be on necromantic rituals and fiend summoning.
Nice.
Ooh.
Those are worth saving. How many, like, so the whole bookcase is full of these books? Or, like, is there just a couple of...
It's not packed with them. There's probably, like, 3 or 4 books on each topic.
Okay.
So, we'll say there's, like, 6 books of note out of maybe the 10 or 12 works in here in total.
It's some light reading, necromancy and all that fun stuff. Your average Sunday reading.
Yeah,
I might be a necromancer.
You might be. I don't know.
Yeah, so you have a guy half in the chest. Are you going to look at him at all, or are you done?
No. Yeah, no, of course.
Okay, so Clutch, as you pull him out, the chest lid remains open as you prise it up, and it looks like the only things in the chest are in his dead hands, which in his left hand he's holding a letter bearing has a ribbon wrapped wax seal, which looks like God damn it. These handouts are terrible because it names them all.
You should retake those pictures.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. I didn't do as much prep as I would have wanted to because we're doing this one so close to the last one. I'll have longer next time, but that should be what the crest looks like.
It's some guy's crest.
Yeah.
We don't recognize it though, right?
Sean,
I would.
can you see?
I'm not in there, so no, I don't see it.
Yeah. So you and Ed don't recognize it. And that is wrapped around what looks to be a scroll, which is bound with that ribbon tied and then sealed.
Okay. I will remove the scroll from the skeleton's hands. Is there anything in the chest itself?
No, it looks like that's all that was in there. So as you take the scroll out, you actually notice that the seal isn't actually wax pressed onto it anymore. You can see where it used to be on the letter, but you can actually slide the letter out without breaking the seal. It looks like whoever opened it was very careful on making sure they didn't break the seal.
Okay.
Then, oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. When you, no, you've got the skeleton completely out of the way. The lid bounces back down on the chest. Do you want to take a perception test for me?
Sure.
Ed, are you in the room as well?
I'm on the outside of the room.
Well, he
yeah,
would
so
have
that's-
stepped forwards to open the chest, so I'm assuming you would have gone in with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I can get back out. That's my concern. Is that
Yeah,
door
it's
open
jammed
yet?
open, so you're
Okay,
good.
yeah, then yes, I'd be in there.
Yeah. So do you want to take a perception test as well?
Sure do.
I'm gonna let you make the roll because it would be me not to at this point, but it just rolled a 20, so as you pulled him out of the way, taking his scroll out and the lid closes, it kind of has a hollow thud to the lid, but it's curved on the top, but on the bottom of it is flat.
Okay.
So the top of the chest has the chest kind of lid curve, but the bottom of the lid, so you notice it come down, is actually flat.
Gotcha.
There's
So
like some sort of secret compartment in the lid.
This is a house of secrets and lies.
So we'll lift open the lid again of the
Yeah.
chest and investigate to see if we can. Is it just fabric? Like we just need to cut it away or something?
So
it look like
Someone
a-
orcify it.
Actually-
it looks,
You guys said you found a key, right?
yeah, they
Yeah.
did find a key.
Is there a locking mechanism in the lid of the chest?
No, the chest has what looks like a loop on the front of it that would hold a padlock, but it didn't have a lock on it. But
Okay.
as you're investigating the wooden bottom of the top of the chest does appear to have a slightly different coloration to the top of the chest.
Yeah, you should just rip that open. That'll come right off.
Like that's
if
what
you-
I'm sort of.
Yeah, do you want to investigate? As in, do you want to roll for it, and I'll see.
Sure.
Again, roll with advantage because
I'm there helping you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So down the sides of it, you can see a slight groove. It looks like there's some scuff marks and kind of little nicks that have been taken out of it in the past.
Is there like a catch or something that like it just lowers itself out, like some sort of locking mechanism?
On the as you're looking through, you look down at the back of the feet, and it looks like on the feet it's like 3 pronged on each leg. On the foot on the right at the back, you notice that it's kind of one of the toes of the feature is loose. As you pull it away, it's a long, thin piece of like raw iron that looks like it would slide into the nicks in the lid of the chest.
Oh, to like remove it.
Yeah.
Assumption. Okay. Yeah. So that's what we'll do.
Yeah. You slot it in there, and the bottom of the lid falls closed, sealing the inner chamber of the chest. But then there's a box inside it that has some books.
More book. Man, this guy was like protective of his book.
These have black covers. I'm assuming you're gonna like flick through the pages.
Sure.
Yeah. So that all 3 of them are blank. 3 scrolls, not in cases. So you want to check what's on those?
Sure.
Because you're a wizard, so you can. There is bless, protection from poison, and spiritual weapon.
Okay. So those are all cleric scrolls.
Yeah. There's a deed to the house. There's a deed to a windmill. And there is a signed will.
Assuming the windmill might be the windmill that we saw in the painting. It's a fair assumption. I'm just like correlating. There was a mural with the picture of a windmill, right? Yeah. The family obviously owns this windmill because, I mean, it has the logo on the sword and everything, so it's probably worth keeping.
The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst and bequeaths the house, the windmill, and all other family property to Rosavella and Fawnbolt Durst in the event of their parents' death.
What did you say the last name was again? I'm sorry.
Durst. Durst.
Did you get the name of the children?
Yep, same name.
Oh, Rose and...
Unfortunately, it was on the art. That's one of those things that, like, Chris is like, it was literally on the name of the art whenever he showed the kids. I'm like, oh, that kind of spoiled it. Like, we know what the names are.
Yeah.
Did you say that there was a book that was blank?
3 blank books, and then I'm assuming, did you want to break the crest, or are you going to slide it out for the other one?
Yeah, well, we'll slide it out. We'll keep the crest intact.
Okay, so you find a letter.
It in a language that we recognize.
Would you like me to read it for you? Right. My most pathetic servants, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms withering in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent, you abandoned love for madness and took solace in the bosom of another woman and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness, of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness, I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Your dreaded lord and master, Strad von Zarovich.
Dun dun dun. He's like a troll.
Well, Sean, who is this Strahd? I mean...
He's the lord of the land.
So remember, Sean, the message we had? So he was the lord of the land?
Yes,
but he died many years ago.
Yes, but
we don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he was the lord of the land.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, well, I mean... We'll put 2 and 2 together, and that this crest that's on the letter is his crest?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll make sure I got the story right. So he was cheating on his wife, who birthed a stillborn child. The guy believed that Strahd was the one that cursed her, and Strahd's like, no, I didn't do that, but you deserved it. Good luck with you, buddy.
Yep.
I sort of almost like this guy.
Well, we give Sean the scrolls, since obviously they're cleric scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These 3 blank books are of interest to me, but again,
Are they spell books, like traveling spell books, or some type of spell book, or just like journals?
They are blank books with black leather covers worth 25 gold each, you'd think, if you were to try and buy them. I don't suppose there's anything to stop them being used as spell books if you wanted to write spells in them.
see, I thought this was like the old 1970s. Like if you hold them up to the light, the real printing kind of like there's the written in lemon juice.
Have you held them up to a light?
Something. No, I've not.
How many pages do you want to hold up to a light?
And my character wouldn't know that either. So I'm just I was just curious to see if there was anything of interest.
Get some lemon oil and spread it on the back.
Right.
Every page, front and back. Work up some more levels of exhaustion, staying up all night doing this.
Not today. Another
Okay.
time, perhaps.
What I'm going to do is I'll take the deeds and I'm going to press them in the middle of one of the tomes, just so that they don't get torn or damaged or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll take we've already taken the scrolls. We'll take the 3 books and, are they tome size or are they like book size?
They would make a decent enough spellbook at a push. They're a little bit smaller than your spellbook.
Sure. Okay, so
they're not huge.
Put them in my satchel, and then we can figure out what we want to do with them later.
They're good quality books.
Sure. Obviously, I mean, they're obviously worth, you said, what, 25 gold? Yeah. So that's a pretty expensive book.
Yeah, they're really nice quality books. Like whether you want to make a memoir in them and sell them later.
Sure.
I don't know. Whatever, do what you want, man.
And then we'll wrap the seal up in cloth so it doesn't get damaged.
What about the will? Are you going to leave it?
No, we took the deeds and the will and all that stuff, and we put them in the middle of the tomes so they don't get torn or damaged. I think, obviously, if this is your intention, repatriating them to the children.
And the son's name was Thorn, correct?
The son's name was where's it gone? Thornbolt.
Thornbolt. Cool.
Yeah. Rosavalda and Thornbod.
Rosavelda? Like V?
Yeah.
That's okay. Rose and Thorn. I get the joke. That's cool. Okay. Well, we still have another.
And we've got these. We've got these volumes. You said of necromantic volumes of summoning. At the very least,
there were like 6 or 7 books that looked interesting. Some of them were on necromancy, and some of them were on summoning fiends and other things from that. They weren't.
We'll take those 6 tomes, and we'll leave them on the desk in the main room.
Okay.
And we'll continue on.
I mean, there's 4 of you. You can carry stuff if you want to.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're going anywhere at the moment. There's no reason to tote around these gigantic volumes. So, we'll just leave them on the desk, I think, probably. We can come back here.
And I keep thinking to myself, now we're on the 2nd floor of this house, and we haven't seen the Mr. and Mrs. at all.
I did say that their parents.
Okay. Maybe I missed that part.
Hey, Chris, does the fireplace, does it have the stack of wood like the other ones?
Yeah, we're all prepared to be lit. Every fireplace you've seen so far has been stocked, and
I'm going to use my flint and tinder to light it.
Okay. Let me grab you a torch.
All right, so we spent an awful lot of time judging there. Let's go take a look at those other doors, shall we?
And I'll grab those scrolls.
Yeah. So it is a scroll with bless. It was a scroll with protection from poison and spiritual weapon. Okay, you go into the conservatory. Has gossamer drapes covering the windows. It's an elegantly appointed hall with a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. There's upholstered chairs lining the walls. A stained glass wall hanging depicts beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. There's a harpsichord with a bench rest in the northwest corner of the room. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp with alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorning the mantelpiece.
Harpsichord.
Yeah. A harpsichord and a harp, you know.
Pretty cool. And aside from the artwork of the singing children, people and children, nothing else artwork, right?
As you're looking around, you notice that some of the carvings that you initially assumed to be dancing people are actually well-dressed dancing skeletons.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to check out those windows, see if we can fling open those windows.
The same thing happens as the last room. You open them up, no light comes through. All the light is being shone from you guys is actually brighter than anything coming through the mist outside. And as you're breathing, the windows have condensation on them, as it's much colder outside than it is on the inside.
Interesting.
Chris, I'm going to light this fireplace.
I was just going to ask that. If someone wouldn't mind giving this one a light, in case that cold starts to become a problem. Well, I'm not seeing any monsters, and I'm not seeing any way down.
No.
Gabe, do you want to give the old harp a strum as we walk out?
Okay, so who's leading the way upstairs?
Gabe, do you want to take the lead? I'll follow. Sounds good.
Give me a second, I just need to zoom out so I can actually pull you from one part of the map to the other.
Cool.
It's going to dump you outside up here, just where I get everyone.
Yeah,
so what's the marching order going upstairs?
So this would be the third floor now.
Yeah. So give me a second, Gabe, before you go there. So you're here.
I'll be last.
Okay, then. So this is a rough marching order. Okay. So you climb the red marble staircase to its full height and come to a dusty balcony with a suit of black plate armor standing against one wall, draped in cobwebs. Again, there's oil lamps mounted along the wall, carved wooden scenes of trees falling and tiny critters.
Could you repeat that, please?
So as you're coming up the wall, up the stairs here, where there were portraits on the last staircase, this one's got wooden carvings of wooden oak panelled walls, which are carved with woodland scenes of trees with falling leaves and tiny critters on them.
Okay. That, well, Gabe's kind of in front, but that black plate armor, does that look... So the armor and the floor below us looked a little more decorative. Does that look more
This one
real?
looks a little bit more chunky. And as I said, this one is actually dusty and covered in cobwebs.
So that's interesting. So the rest of the house has been clear, but this one seems like it's seen some wear, like abandoned, like not abandoned, but hasn't been cleaned or used recently.
You notice the further up the stairs you seem to go, the more there are now layers of dust along the floor.
Interesting.
There.
They did. Well, they said the attic. I don't know if this is the attic.
Oh, this is the third floor. The attic will be the rafters above you.
Well, that doesn't sound.
So, Chris, real quick, you said 11:30 Ed's time. Are you wanting to knock it off here, or?
I've given us a little bit of leeway, so we should be able to get through this part, and then we can call it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we continue on investigating.
Okay, so, okay, stop.
Oh.
And there we go. As you step up
Ooh.
onto a balcony, the no, you're in that square, man. No, there's no going back now.
Too late. Too late.
Oh, what did I just do? Did I? Oh, I just did it on the wrong way, didn't I? Sorry. There we go. I knew I could make this work. It's not my first time. Okay, it is, but we'll get there. So, let me roll his initiative. Oh. That's not going to go well for him. Okay, so...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't mind killing you.
No, I was playing the battle theme from Final Fantasy VII. I thought it was appropriate. He was Cloud.
Okay, so the armor shambles towards you, and it will... Does a 7... Where am I? Oh, it won't be a 7. It'll be an 11. There's an 11 hit, Gabe.
Pull your... Yep. Majority do. Armor class 18.
Yeah, so he's got 2 attacks and they both miss.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, so Theseus, you hear a rambling suit of armor. You notice the half-orc jump back. His back rests against the banister of a balcony now. Your turn.
I'll hold till last.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you swap your initiative down to 7 for the rest of the combat.
Yep.
Okay,
the half-orc gets to go then.
Gabe, if you were to squeeze 1 5-foot step lower left, like here, I could come in behind you on my... Not there. Here. Can he do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not disengaging.
Right.
You can move diagonally for 1 space of movement. Yeah. And then I'm assuming you're going to want to swing at it, so have at it.
Roll dice and anger.
Okay. So a 16 misses, unfortunately.
Oof.
It's a giant suit of armor.
All right. So that makes it my turn. Did I not do that right? Here we go. So I have to go here. Because I can't go
so
here.
you could go into this square if you wanted to from here, but you couldn't. Yeah. So, but
couldn't
I'm
get
assuming you want to go there to get flanking on it.
Yeah, so, but I also need to account for the fact there's somebody else coming in the door, too.
Well, he'll be able to see from here.
Yeah, fair point. So that's where I'm going to go. So I am just going to go ahead and move my happy ass right here and scream with my freshly borrowed longsword. Wah!
So, are you not going here for advantage? Did we say?
Yeah, you need to move up one more for the
Yeah,
advantage.
you have to be in that square if you want.
But won't I provoke an attack when I do that?
No.
It's leaving, so you'd only do it if you move to here. So as long as you're still engaged with him, you can move through with. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
say,
cool.
yeah, if he was occupying empty space, you can fight all the way around him, as long as you don't try and get away.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So a 23 hits anyway. A 22 would have hit.
How did I roll a 0?
So did you? Oh, weird.
How did I roll a 0?
Yeah, trained. The sword's probably set up wrong. Ignore me. Okay, so the damage for a long sword is
Should be a D8.
Yeah. So it'll be D8 plus your strength for a long sword or dexterity. Strength, isn't it?
Strength.
Yeah. So
yeah. So if you go into the cog, you just make sure it's set as weapon and showing strength as the bonus.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Why? Do you mind just setting the dice manually to just roll a D8 from the table on the left?
That's what I just did. So I rolled a 4.
So 4 plus your strength modifier
is 2, so that's 6.
Plus your proficiency is 2.
That's to hit. That's to hit.
Okay. So yeah, D8 plus 2. Yeah, perfect. So you get 9 damage on him.
Yeah. So I figured the dice rolling thing out. So got it.
Yeah. No worries. I will fix your long sword next time, so we're ready.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep. So it takes 9 damage.
Clang. I hit it.
Okay.
It went clang.
Adra is
yeah. So I can see this creature.
Yeah, you can see him. You're about, so you can see the top half of him, so he would be in cover at the moment, just because of the angle that you're currently at.
I will cast this.
What Sean is, he can't see him at all. This one gives you line of sight. This one is only quarter cover, and then this one is where you'd get no cover at all. So full cover, the -5, so +5, +2, no cover. That makes sense?
Right. So I'm casting Toll the Dead.
Okay. So...
Go to the creature, it makes a wisdom save.
Okay.
DC is 14.
Sorry, I'm just marveling at my nerdiness.
Yeah, I'll take the first one. So I rolled a 1. Good. So I take a D12 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Now I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, for some reason it's not doing the damage. It's doing the...
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let me roll here.
11. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was marveling at my nerdiness to go, oh yeah, longsword, that's a D8. And then I went, am I right? I don't know. This is 5th edition. I've never played it before. Nope, I'm right. They haven't changed that in years.
Okay. Yeah. And would you like to do anything else?
So obviously I'm going to make myself as small as I can so Sean can move by me.
Yeah. Yeah, you can fit 2 people side by side on the, front to back on the squares. It'll be fine on the stairs.
I'm just going to stay on the stairwell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to move past Adara and move up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack.
Okay. Okay, a 6 does not hit.
I feel like I'm playing X-Wing again.
Okay. So this time, he will slam into the half-orc again, I think. So he gets a 5, which I assume doesn't hit. And then he's going to try and slam into the elf who's behind it. Just windmilling a 16. Ed?
Well, I have no reason to move.
No, does a
I'm just gonna take
16...
another
No, does a 16
it's a
hit?
16 hit.
What's your
Yes,
armor class?
I am AC 15.
Okay, so you will be taking 6 bludgeoning damage.
Sick. Okay, down to 7.
Okay, then it is the half-orc's turn.
Oh,
So you'll get advantage on this roll, Gabe, because you're being flanked. Or you are flanking, I should say. Yeah, good job you had advantage. The 11 would have missed, but the 22 will hit. So roll your damage. 7 more. It's looking pretty dinted and damaged now. The pauldrons are hanging off, and the hollowness inside is starting to emit creaking, horrible wailing noises.
so that makes it me?
Yeah, it will be Ed. Adria, you're up
so
next.
Wing again.
22
Oh,
hits.
and only 5 damage.
So it is still up. It's
Ting, 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 ting.
looking extremely battered, but is still standing.
Pieces are like hanging off of it.
Adra.
I will recast Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
It gets
I
to make
will
its...
take my wisdom save and fail that. So, as the does the bell actually appear, or is it just the sound of a bell ringing?
It's like the division bell every time you cast. Point at a creature you see within range. The sound of a bell fills the air around it for a moment. The creature is struck with concussive force.
So the resonating, ringing sound of this unearthly bell erupts from inside the creature, and the armor actually explodes outwards and scatters across the entirety of the balcony as the helmet rolls down the stairs past your feet.
Woohoo! Victory!
Yeah, good.
Sorry, I was jamming. We had our. I think Gabe and I both had the same idea at the same time. We're like, oh, battle! Final Fantasy VII music. So we're playing that while I'm listening to it. Sorry, that game's just taking over my life. It's really good.
No, it's fine. Yeah, so, do you want to call it on that combat?
Probably not a bad idea. If I could get a... How many heals do you have studied there?
I have one left.
Okay, so I'm not low enough yet that I'm super concerned.
Just remember for next time. If I see you're getting under duress, I'll get you. So
Okay.
if you go to zero, I'll make sure that you're stabilized.
Okay.
Okay. If you would like, you can retreat back down the stairs and take a short rest.
So in game, what does that do?
That
It
will
lets
let
us
you
expend hit dice to heal ourselves.
Yeah.
So I can actually just roll that.
Yeah. So just tell me what room you wanted to go into, and I'll put you. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
Probably the room with the table and the books.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Okay. So we've got the secret compartment and everything. So yeah, you're all back in this room as you realize you just fought a suit of magically animated armor.
So do I have to? I have to roll that just a straight up hit die. There's no
Yeah.
bonuses or anything.
Plus your
like that?
constitution bonus.
Oh, sweet.
You've already used arcane recovery from sweeping off earlier, Greg. Is that right?
Yeah, I haven't used any of my spells yet either, though. So I don't need
Taller
to...
Dead's a cantrip, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean doesn't get anything back at the moment from a short
Not
rest.
for a short rest, no.
And the fighter doesn't have any of the good stuff yet anyway, so nothing to recover anyway. So yeah, that should be it.
So as far as hit die, and again, this is just more game mechanic question. So as far as hit dice are concerned, I had one, I've used it, so I take that down to 0 for...
Correct. Now you regain half of your hit dice rounding up on a long rest.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So we will pick this up next time. That will be next Monday we'll be recording it. I'm not sure when I'm going to get them all published, but we'll get some form of schedule out. Yeah, I thought that went pretty well to get us started. And
I think so too.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I'm probably going down the incorrect rabbit trail with all of the, ooh, I wonder what artwork and what does the artwork mean? I'm probably just like wasting a ton of my time, but you never know. It could be fun.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed that, guys. Thanks, everyone. Hope anyone who watches it enjoys it. We'll probably get better as we play more, but bear with us. Again, if you like or dislike this in just an audio format, let us know. One thing I keep meaning to do is actually select the player to show the vision. I think the entirety of this has just been done on DM mode, so I need to remember to do that next time. But hey-ho.
We're getting better as we go.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, and yeah, we'll see you all next time.